Hey Aries, welcome to April. So this is your season, Aries. You've been waiting for this. It's about you now. And also your ruling planet Mars, which had been retrograding for a while, finally went direct back in February. So we have forward moving energy now, just the way that you like it. Now, Mars has been hanging out in the sign of Cancer for, I think it's been almost 6 months. And that's a really long time for your ruling planet to stay in a sign. It doesn't usually stay that long. And it's just because it was retrograding for a while, so it kind of like hung out in Cancer for a long time. It will be moving into the sign of Leo this month. And so that will happen on the 18th. So your ruling planet after the 18th of the month will be making a trine with you, a positive triangle in the fire sign of Leo. So you are a fire sign, Leo is a fire sign, and they make a triangle. So this is more smoother energy for you with the planet that rules you, Mars, a planet of motivation, action, forward movement. So this is a good thing for you, Aries, okay? Now, also, we know that we've had a ton of planets in Pisces, so they're going to start making their way to you, Aries. So there's going to be a lot of activity for you. Now, on the 30th of March, Neptune made its move into your sign. And Neptune does not move very often, so this is a big deal. So now you have Neptune, the planet of illusion, delusion, the great healer, and the planet of a lot of creativity, a lot of insight. Okay. So you're going to have that moving into your sign. You know, the sun is going to move into Aries when I'm sorry, the sun is already in Aries and it will stay there until April 19th. Saturn, the planet of responsibility, is going to move into your sign in May. So you're going to have a lot of planets in your sign, which is going to give a lot of attention to you. Now, Mercury is going to be in the sign of Aries starting on the 16th of the month, and that is also going to make a beautiful trine with you. Or I'm sorry, it's not a trine, it'll be in the same sign as you. So lots of activity in your sign. It may feel like deja vu all over again because these planets have been in Aries before. They retrograded back into Pisces. So you might feel some similar things that like, oh, I felt this before, or sometimes I think of it like there could be projects you were working on, or maybe like you had work projects, right? That like you're like, oh, what became of that? And then now it comes back. Okay, so deja vu all over again, third time around. On the 7th of the month, the moon will be in the sign of Leo. So you're going to have a trine there in Leo, and Mars will be there in Leo. So confidence, that's not true. Mars will not be there yet. It won't be there until the 18th. You will have confidence. You will have the ability to make good decisions. Just make sure that your confidence isn't too high in your decision making, okay? So 4-7 is considered a smoother day for you. And actually, the moon will be in Leo starting on the 6th at 12:34 a.m. So you get the 7th and the 8th with a beautiful trine. Now, so the moon will be in your sign of Aries starting on Friday the 25th at 3:24 a.m. and through the weekend, the 26th and the 27th until 3:17 a.m. So those are some power times for you this month. And let's see, is there anything else I need to tell you? I just think it's going to be a lot of full speed ahead energy that you have been waiting for, okay? Now, you do have to keep in mind that we are coming out of some of these retrogrades this month. So you're going to want to put the pedal to the metal, but it's not in your best interest to do so until at least the 15th of the month. Okay, so you're going to feel it. We're all going to feel it because it's Aries season and we're going to want to go for it. But with these retrogrades going on, because we're still finishing up a Venus retrograde, a Mercury retrograde, if we go full speed ahead, we won't have all the information, okay? And technically, we will be in the shadow period of these retrogrades. Venus retrograde shadow period will run until May 16th. And Mercury's shadow period will end 425. So if you're impatient like me, sometimes we have to just do what we have to do. I would wait till the 15th. But if you can ideally wait, like if you're launching a new business or launching something that's really big, I would wait until May. Okay, that's my advice to you. Now, I'm going to pick a couple cards here for theme cards, okay? I have not looked at any of these cards yet. I'm going to put a couple theme cards up at the top for you for the month, and then what we're going to do is use this this lovely wheel here, this zodiac wheel. We're going to go through each house of the zodiac for you for the month of April and see what you need to know, okay? So your first card that's coming up for your theme is the Page of Athams, or this would be traditionally called the Page of Swords, okay? So he's showing up and he's, like I was saying, you are full speed ahead, okay? But this is an air sign. And so the knight quests after what's important, and he's got his sword in his hand. So he's probably got things to say, things to do here. But you're going to remember that you're going to feel that, but you're going to be careful with your decision making. Now, the second card here from the animal totem deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, and this is kind of reiterating the same thing I'm saying. It's not quite time yet. You can see that this, I think this is an elk. You can see his like parents in the background, and they're full mature, right? But he's not tall enough yet to reach those pentacles. And so it's kind of showing, don't rush, just wait. Things are coming. It's almost there. Of course, things are going to advance, but hold on a little bit longer. We have the King of Pentacles showing up here as a buffalo, and we have an Earth King here. And so he's, it's a buffalo. He looks like he's like ready to like fight you. So don't be too stubborn. Although the King of Pentacles is there showing me that there's plenty. Okay, he's the king of money or king of value. So choose your time wisely. All right. Now, I have one from the Beltane Oracle here because we have Beltane this month. If you haven't listened to the April month ahead full video, I encourage you to do that. But Beltane is basically the celebration of spring, of fertility, of the god and the goddess. And we have the creation card. Through the darkness I crossed, and still I found myself in the presence of life. Look at that, the tree with the woman in the womb. Okay, so the creation card. So you may be deep into creation projects right now. You may be ready to almost have like the new you be born here, but hold up, we're almost there. It's like this is like a full belly, almost like really ready to give birth, okay? And things want to move forward, but the advice is to wait just a little bit longer. All right, we're going to leave those cards up at the top. Okay, so I've taken a card and placed it on each house of the zodiac for you for the month of April. Now, I haven't looked at any of these cards yet, okay? I placed one in the middle. This is from the Osho Zen Tarot, which I technically is a tarot deck, but I really use it as an oracle. And I put that in the center to kind of represent how you're going to feel this month, okay? And so your card here is Inner Voice. It's card number 2. I think it's supposed to be the High Priestess because it is a tarot deck technically. But the inner voice is showing up. And so we see a woman in the center. We see almost her body looks like it is this face here, right? It almost looks like crystals and dolphins. It's very connected to the moon. And we know the High Priestess is ruled by the moon. She's associated with the sign Cancer. She is the power of a woman, the divine feminine energy. And she is very watery and intuitive. So she can really feel what's going on. She's true to herself. She checks in with her body and she follows those signals. So there's a lot of emotion this month, but there's a lot of guidance from yourself, from your inner voice, from your connection to your higher power. Okay, so it's a really beautiful card to have a theme here. Now, we're going to start off with the first house, which is your house, Aries. It's the first house of the zodiac. It is associated with your childhood. It is related to the head, I guess, because the brain and the heart develop first. It is the house of the term I am. So it is a lot about how you show up in the world. On this sheet, it says your physical body, your public image, okay? And you have the Six of Pentacles here. So we see some kind of financial transaction going on. Looks like this guy's got dice behind him. So they may be playing some money games here, or they may be asking her for money, but we see some kind of transaction going on, okay? First house, I am. So I am in the midst of some financial transaction, okay? House number 2 is Taurus's house. It's considered the house of money, but I like to think of it as the house of values and what you value, what's important, because this is a Venus house and it has themes of relationships. We have the Curiander, I don't really know how you pronounce that, Curandira of Earth. But I do know that this is the King of Pentacles again, King of Earth showing up. And you had him up there as the buffalo as one of your theme cards for the month. So this is sweetgrass, and they're braiding the sweetgrass together. And we know sweetgrass, I don't know that much about sweetgrass. I know it comes in a lot of the sets that come with sage, and it seems that sweetgrass is used at the end of after like clearing with sage, and I think it's for prosperity, but I'm going to check out what the book says because I'm not 100% sure. So it says here, the living earth is our greatest teacher. Braid together love, health, and wealth, then give it away. Let a holy fragrance bring you home. So basically, let's see, this woman braids sweetgrass and sharing the sweetness of life with another. Something about a rich bounty. Okay. It says sweetgrass flourishes when it is harvested and declines when it is not. So she says, thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is about prosperity and sharing life, sharing joy, and blessing your home, blessing gatherings. Okay, I guess I'm going to use sweetgrass more. I didn't realize that it was for blessing. Okay, so in your second house, you have a symbol for blessings and prosperity, and for the fact that you have to use it for it to grow better. So it's like sharing. It's like reminds me, since the second house is Taurus's house, and Taurus to me is like enjoying a beautiful meal, cutting flowers from your garden and putting them on the table and having a beautiful meal. That's so Taurus. And so I'm envisioning you, taking out the dishes that you don't usually use because you're waiting for something special and just using it, inviting people over and kind of just blessing them and yourself and your home. Okay. So second house, sweetgrass. All right. Third house, Gemini's house. This is the house of your local community, your environment, the people around you. This is the house of communication, about how you think and how you learn. And you have the World card here. So your first major arcana, other than the High Priestess in the middle, we have the World, one of my favorite cards in the deck. This is a Capricorn card ruled by the planet Saturn. And we know when the World comes in that there's some closing, some endings, some successful endings, okay? And interesting how there's like this huge snake down here and then like this crane flying away. So the snake, I wonder if the snake is the predator of that crane, because I think the cranes don't have that many predators. But she's flying away and the snake is down there, and this is the year of the snake, okay? And this is called the World Tree. So I see some endings. I see maybe you're leaving some difficult situations. You may be leaving something in your environment that maybe you've been there for a while, but maybe you're starting to understand what's really going on. Kind of brings me back to the Six of Pentacles. Like, are they trading? Are they playing games? Is she being ripped off? Okay, I think that's a little woodpecker down there also. So I think there's some people in your environment that you're starting to realize aren't that good for you. That's what I'm getting. And maybe you need to bless your home with sweetgrass. Maybe you need to clear sage, with sage, and then use the sweetgrass after. Now, as we go into the fourth house, this is Cancer's house. This is the house of the home, the family, kind of like your root chakra. It's a house of emotions and emotional safety and all the things like nurturing ourselves. And oh my goodness, I can't make this stuff up, I tell you. It's white sage, 5 of air. So I just got done saying, I think maybe you should get one of those packages of sage that comes with sweetgrass, right? And there's the sage. So 5 of air, 5 is a number of change. Air is swords is the the communication element, right? Thoughts, all of that. So we can see they're harvesting their own plant and making bundles. And so I would just give your house a really good saging. Now, I know some people say it doesn't work and this and that, but science says that it increases negative ions, just like a waterfall does, right? The opposite would be an air conditioner that releases positive ions that make us feel lousy. So it doesn't, maybe saging doesn't work to clear all factors of things that people are trying to clear for, but it does change the air and it does make us feel better. So you may want to try that. Okay. So there's some change of thought going on here. Now we move into the fifth house, which is Leo's house, the house of joy and creativity and romance, okay? And we have your second major arcana showing up, the standing stone, which is traditionally called justice. And it says harm none there on that stone, okay? This is card number 11. I would call it a 2 in numerology, right? And so we see some balance here. So the house of joy and fun, we see a relationship number 2, but we see making sure that your intentions are pure. And I kind of got that the intentions over here might not be so great. Okay, so that was some of the clearing. So stand tall, stand proud. This is Venus energy because it's Libra, and make sure you're harming none in relationships nor allowing others to harm you. Sixth house. Virgo's house of work. It's like your day job, routines, habits, schedules. It's your health. Okay. And you've got the Ace of Swords here. This is from the this is from the Witch's Garden. And the Ace of Swords, it's a 1, it's a new thought, it's a new idea. It looks like springtime. And so you're showing up. Okay. So maybe you have remove some negativity from your life, negative people from your life, and you're moving into new times. It's interesting. I thought those were like birds, but I think those are bats. Interesting, in the daytime. Okay, so that is your 6th house. Now, the 7th house is your house of relationships. It's Libra's house. It's legal matters, okay? Imagine them being good matters, like purchasing property and things like that. And the High Priestess shows up. And she is some kind of, I forget what kind of spider she is, but she's a poisonous kind. Now, this is the second time you've gotten her. You're getting her in the Libra's house, relationship number, relationship house. Okay, so you have to be careful who you're in relationship with because she can be toxic, right? She can take out a predator. She can dismantle something. So you're going to choose wisely in your relationships. You're going to make sure that you don't have toxic people around you, and you're going to hold your power. Stop giving it away in relationships, okay? Listen to your inner voice. It's speaking very loud to you. And I really get the feeling like, I tell everybody to go to therapy, so don't take it personally. But the 6th house, you've got the Ace of Swords there. I think of the 6th house as therapy. It's Mercury's house, it's Virgo, the analyzer. And so they're showing up there and kind of letting the bats out, right? Like dealing with your demons, okay? And so here you are, and your relationships will come out better for it. Moving into the 8th house here, Scorpio's house. This is the house of taxes, sex, and death. What a house. It has to do with joint finances, combined monies, other people's monies. It also has to do with power, Okay, this is the house of death and rebirth. And we have the Nine of Pentacles here. So it looks like all is well. Nine of Pentacles, the family's there as a unit. There's a spinning wheel. Looks like everybody's joyful. All right. So there's plenty, but when there's plenty, we know there's taxes. So make sure that you've been setting aside monies for that. Now we go into the ninth house, which is Sagittarius's house. This is the house of the bigger picture, the higher mind. This is the house of religion or the opposite. Sometimes it's breaking free from religion. It's the house of publishing. It's also the house of the student and the teacher, and it's the house of travel. So it's a lot of great things up there. And you have the Three of Wands. So these lotus flowers kind of like unfolding, opening, which we were talking about, is like what April means, something about the opening, right? So Three of Wands here. Three of Wands is thinking about where you want to go next. Usually it looks like somebody climbing a mountain and kind of looking off and saying, oh, maybe that way, right? But this one, she's kind of going inward. Has a lot of vibes like this high priestess energy going inward. So just checking in with yourself, making sure that you know which direction you want to go in. Now, over here in the 10th house, which is Capricorn's house, it's the house of your career, your long-term standing in the world, your reputation, because it's the house of fame and awards. And you got the high priestess yet again. This is your third high priestess. This one's mugwort. Okay, and a lot of people buy mugwort to consume, to have like really great dreams at night. And this is like a little bag full of like dried mugwort and crystals. Looks like some pomegranate in there. So we've got the high priestess up there. I was saying this Three of Wands reminded me of the high priestess. So you kind of got high priestess energy kind of floating right down over the top of the chart. You also have her in the center of the chart and to the right in the 7th house. So this is a cardinal house here. This is where fall starts. This is a cardinal sign here. This is where winter starts. Interesting placements here. So the high priestess is your card this month. I would get to know her, get to know versions of her, okay? And it feels really like divine energy, really beautiful. It's a card, it's a two, so there's a lot of themes of relationships here for you. Now, as we go into the 11th house, this is Aquarius's house. It's a house of friends and like networking because it rules groups of people. It's a very humanitarian house. It's about your hopes and your dreams. And I thought it was going to be the high priestess again. I was about ready to fall off my chair. Okay, so the star card. This is an Aquarius card, and this is an Aquarius house. So you've got the star here, you've got this double Aquarian energy, got another large bird here. And so hopes and dreams, you got a shooting star in the background, looks like a lot of morning glories around. And so you're really getting your hopes and your dreams here. I like how there's so many blue tones between the high priestesses and then this star also. Beautiful. So it looks like you're really getting what it is you want. You just got to get clear on what it is you want. And I get that you're getting clear on what you don't want and the people that you don't want. Now, the 12th house is Pisces house. It's the last house of the zodiac. It's the house of karma and secrets. It's the house of retreating back and away and breaking old cycles, okay? And so here we are with the 10 of Pentacles. Now, did you have any more? You had a 6 of Pentacles, you have the 9 of Pentacles, now you have the 10. This is your legacy. This is many generations here. There's a rare kingfisher down here. And so all is well. So you may want to take some time to just enjoy. They're enjoying nature. They're enjoying watching the child play. Okay, so take some retreating back. Enjoy what you have and hold it dear to you is what I'm getting, okay? So that's a little overview there. Now let's roll you some dice. See what we get here for dice. And we rolled Mars, Gemini, 11th house. Okay, so Mars, the planet of action, in the social sign of Gemini, in the 11th house, the house of your hopes and dreams, Aquarius's house. Okay, so it's kind of saying take action, find the words that you need to use. Maybe you need to write something down because Gemini's expressing. But when we looked at Gemini's house, we had this world card here. And I do think that there's some things coming to an end for you. You may have a friendship end. You may even have a relationship end, but there's some things here that just aren't working for you. There's a little bit of like underhanded energy, and I see you not tolerating it anymore. Okay. I'm going to throw a few charms over this. Love throwing the charms. They just go everywhere. Okay, so we have an F, a D, another D up here, a blank one, a G, an L, two L's, a Z, an E, an X. You have the word X. You have the word fed, F-E-D, fed. I feel like almost like fed up is what I was getting. J. So see what you can do with these words. If these are anybody's initials, J, Z, double L, we have an E. So we have the word fell, the word del. We have the word gel. This is a blank, so we can make anything we want with that. So I have the word feed, deed, and all right. See what you can get. The other thing that fell out was a moose over here on the Six of Pentacles. And then this interesting thing, which has 5 stars on it. That's what landed there, 5 stars. So see what you can do with that. I'm going to give you some dates here based on the dice that we rolled. So you rolled Mars, which is your own ruling planet. And we already talked about how the moon will be in the sign of Aries from the 25th to the 27th. So that's some power times for you. Now you also rolled Gemini. So let's see, when is the moon in Gemini? This month of April, and we have the moon moving into Gemini on April 1st at 4:26 p.m. It stays there the 2nd and the 3rd until 6:50 p.m. Let's just see if it goes back into Gemini at the end of the month. It does not. Okay, and you also rolled Aquarius, so you get more power days starting on Sunday, the 20th, which is Easter. So the moon moves into Aquarius at 7:22 p.m. It stays there Monday and Tuesday and until 1:07 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, the 23rd. These are power times for you, Aries. Have a great month.